If you'll have the right attitude, shake off the guilt, get your passion back, God will give you another chance to get to where you're supposed to be. That mistake did not disqualify you. You didn't miss your destiny because you had a detour. The scripture says the word of the Lord came to Jonah a second time. What did God say? Jonah, I want you to go to Nineveh. The same thing he said the first time. In other words, God didn't say, Jonah, I asked you to do this once, but boy, you about wore me out. I had to get up off the throne, go find that fish. Jonah, you just sit on the sidelines. I'm going to find somebody else. No, God will always give you another chance and another chance and another chance to fulfill the best plan that He has for your life. It is not too late to become who God created you to be. If you will start where you are, honoring God, being your best, serving others, the right doors will open. The right people will show up. God knows how to make up for lost time. He can get you to where He wants you to be. The second time God asked, Jonah went to the city of Nineveh. He obeyed and he saw God do amazing things. The point is, Jonah made a wrong turn, but that did not stop his destiny. God said, Jonah, you had a detour, but that's okay. I've got you covered. My mercy is bigger than that mistake. I still want you to go to Nineveh. I still want you to fulfill my best plan for your life. And maybe like Jonah, you've made some mistakes, taken some wrong turns. It's easy to sit on the sidelines of life and think, oh, Joel, I can't expect God to bless me. You don't know what I've done. Blew my marriage, got these addictions, failed in business, made a lot of poor choices. No, you are no different than Jonah. You can either sit there on the beach, so to speak, and just be glad you're alive, or you can rise up like he did and say, God, I blew it. I don't deserve it, but I know salvation and deliverance comes from you. Lord, I believe that you can turn this mess around and still help me become who you created me to be. If you'll have an attitude like that, the word of the Lord will come to you a second time. God will give you another chance. You may be in the middle of a mess right now. It was your fault. No excuse. You don't see anything good in your future. But be encouraged. God has you covered. He's saying to you what He said to Jonah, I still want you to accomplish your dreams. I still want you to have a great marriage. I still want you to live happy, healthy, and whole. I still have a destiny for you to fulfill. We can all look back in life and see times where we made the mess, but God cleaned it up. We lost our temper and said some things that got us into trouble. We should have lost our job, but God showed us mercy, cleaned up the mess. We still have it today. Or we were unfaithful in a relationship. We should have lost our marriage. We made the mess, but God showed us mercy, cleaned it up. Today we're restored with a healthy, happy family. And a lot of times when people see us blessed and enjoy in life, they think it's because we did everything right. We didn't make any mistakes. But the truth is, there were times we made a wrong turn like Jonah, but God caused it to turn out right. We took the wrong job. We got involved with the wrong people. We said the wrong things, but God caused it to all work together for our good. There were some mountains we knew we weren't supposed to climb, but the opportunity looked so good, we did it anyway. We got halfway up and realized this is not what I thought it should be. I can thank God that He brought me off of mountains that I was never supposed to be on in the first place. He could have left us there and say, hey, learn your lesson, maybe next time. No, the good news is we've been covered by mercy. One time this business opportunity came along and it was so appealing to me, I didn't have to pray about it. I didn't have to think twice. I knew it was something I wanted to pursue. And it took about 6 months to come together. On several occasions, there were these small signs that something wasn't right. I could feel that uneasiness saying, Joel, don't do it. It's not what it seems. I didn't pay any attention. I wanted it so badly, I pushed through it. We got it up and going, but it never took off like we thought. There were some circumstances we didn't realize that would limit it. And we had a lot invested, and we struggled and struggled, tried to make it work, but it's like we were always pushing it uphill. And when I look back, I can see how God tried to warn me, tried to get my attention. I could feel that unrest, but I didn't listen. God could have said, Joel, well, maybe next time you will listen. Too bad for you. No, God is not holding that against us. If God only gave us what we deserved, none of us would fulfill our destiny. One day, out of the blue, we got word that this man was interested in purchasing it. The experts said it would never happen. He wasn't the right type of buyer. He wasn't even in the same field. But against all odds, he not only purchased it, but he paid almost twice what we were told we could sell it for. That's the mercy of God cleaning up the mess. God doesn't give us what we deserve. We deserve the consequences. We deserve judgment. But God gives us mercy. He knows how to make miracles out of our mistakes. The accusing voices will tell you, man, you are done. It was your fault. You knew not to do it in the first place. You pursued the wrong dream. Now look at you. You're over your head. You can't make ends meet. Just deal with it. No, God is so merciful. He'll take your wrong and He'll make it right. It may have been your fault. You could easily live guilty. No, you got to shake that off. God's mercy is bigger than that mistake. He knows how to make a miracle out of that mess. See, covered by mercy means you're not just covered as long as you do everything right. Like Jonah, you're covered even when you go the wrong way. Let me make it more practical. Even when we do dumb things, God still has us covered. That should make us all feel better. I read about this young man, 21 years old. He was raised in church. He knew the right thing to do, but he got off course, started partying and running with the wrong crowd. One night when he'd had way too much to drink, his friends dared him to climb a telephone pole. He wasn't thinking clearly, and he climbed up 40 feet in the air, drunk as can be. Just as he was about to reach the top, he lost his footing, slipped, and fell backwards. Tumbling back on a way to a certain death, somehow the leather belt that he was wearing caught one of the metal rods on the pole, and it acted like a harness and saved his life. He was up there dangling in the middle of the night. Fire department came and rescued him. The newspaper headline read, "Pants Save Drunk Man from a Fall." That's the mercy of God. Even when we do dumb things, God still has us covered. Bottom line, if it's not your time to go, you're not going to go.